I'm Hope Lynes, class of 2023 Student Music Network. I'm with Lozeak, and our student radio stations across the UK have been really excited about your music, and that's why we've given you a slot on the class of 2023 with the student radio. How does that kind of feel to be part of that?
Really sick, really cool.
Cool.
I'm excited to hear what we talk about.
Can you kind of introduce yourself to our audience and how you'd personally describe your music to someone that's kind of never even heard of you?
Yeah, so I'm Lozeak and my music is, I guess it's like pop punk, but it's just inspired by a lot of things when I was growing up, like a load of rock bands, but also a lot of pop artists. It's kind of the main message in my music is just do what you want, and not kind of care about what anyone's saying. Usually I write my songs and I'm not really thinking that anyone's going to hear them. So it's very,
Personal,
I'm not really
personal.
considerate. Yeah. That's basically the vibe.
Awesome. I love that. So you kind of like blending the genres between, well, everything really, and seeing what rock can kind of become in your own little way. It's great.
Mhm.
So you've
Thanks.
got 4 singles out now since last November. You had Word Vomit, and that's like nearly a year ago now,
Mhm.
which I'm sure might be quite weird for you to think about. How has this year gone like for your music, and how have you seen your creative process develop over the year?
It's gone really well. Like I didn't expect my music to kind of come out so fast. I feel like it will happen really quick. And when I'm writing songs, I never expect them to even come out. um, but yeah, it's been really good. I feel like my stuff now is getting more pop, which is exciting. And I've kind of just let it happen over this past year. So for the mixtape that's coming out next year, I think some people will be maybe a bit confused, but also excited that it's a bit different.
Cool. Well, that's it's all about growing and seeing what direction you can go into next kind of thing. And
Mhm.
I've got a couple of questions about TikTok because I ended up deleting TikTok because it was like taking over my life, and I was like, I need to delete this app
I don't
right now. But I used to actually follow you on TikTok like a couple of years ago when I had it. And I didn't know you made music. I thought you were just like this TikTok person, and I was like, wow, she makes music too.
know.
Do you think that TikTok kind of develops this success in the music industry and kind of like has given you a platform to do what you actually want to do?
Um, Definitely gave me a platform and definitely helped my like process of becoming a like signed artist. But I think sometimes I get really frustrated with the idea of being a TikTok artist. Because essentially I'm not like I've done music my whole life, did
Yeah.
music college. Like I think for some artists that do it for so long and then finally get recognition on the platform, it's kind of like, oh, now I'm just a TikTok artist. But I don't think I am. And I think a lot of other people on the platform feel that way too. But it's like it's an amazing platform to find new art. Like I'm constantly seeing new artists on there and I'm like, wow, like I would sign them. And like, yeah, it's really cool.
So you've like got like a love-hate relationship for it because it's kind of
Yeah.
took something that you love and made it, yeah, popular, but you don't want to be labeled by that. I get that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. But it's such like it is such a great platform and like I my journey would have been very different if I hadn't have started doing it.
What was your journey like through music college? Like where did you go to? What did you kind of do?
I went to Access to Music in Norwich. So I grew up in Norwich and I did production. I didn't really enjoy it, but it was kind of like I need a new skill. Like I struggled with it, but I just wanted to do music and every single path that I chose in school in life was just always music number one, like never had a plan B kind of thing. Which luckily worked out. But I think those people who are in like music college like just keep going because you do get there eventually.
Is that your advice for like young musicians that are probably going to listen to this, like student musicians, just to keep going and follow your love? And I don't want to say hope for the
Yeah.
best, but kind of hope for the best and stay
Yeah.
determined.
No, for
Awesome.
sure. It's such a weird industry and like once you're in it, you're like, oh, this is what it is. Like I feel like if you just keep going, eventually you will get there. Like there's so many people out there that want to sign new artists and that are looking for talent. And if you really love it and you got it, you'll get there.
That's great advice. That's definitely going to be slipped down into a little advice segment. Um, could you kind of like give any advice to yourself for the next year, like for 2023, and like what you can expect from yourself in a nice way?
Um, Probably advice for myself is just Stay true to yourself and don't let anybody try and tell you how to be or what songs to release or what you should look like. I feel like I'm actually okay at that, but sometimes when there's just so many opinions like at a label, it's just confusing.
Are you a
Yeah.
bit worried about that when your mixtape comes out? Because would you want it to be completely yourself? You don't want anyone to like input into that.
I feel like I'm super protective over my music. Um, so a bit, but like I get that obviously being signed to a label, you have to listen to everybody. And yeah, it like, and also everybody's super amazing at my label. So
Yeah,
that helps. But yeah.
awesome. And I also wanted to ask, like, I think your style is amazing, and I think it's really cool that you express yourself in that way. Is that something that, like, do you think it all accumulates, like your music, your style, into like this big, inspiring young people to be who they are? Is that something you want to promote and put out there?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think when I first started social media as well, I didn't realize the amount of people that kind of messaged me and was like, "Oh, you inspired me to do this," or like body hair and stuff. And I was like, "Wow, like this, like people actually really like are inspired by it, and it's just really nice." So I think, yeah, always just looking how I want to look, dressing how I want to dress is like I just want everybody who listens to my music to feel the same way.